Hi, I'm Rachel, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now I am just going to show you a video of all of our horror DVDs. I think there's a horror soundtrack. When I get to it I'll show you what I mean, I'll explain the story behind it. So I'm just going to start off with this bag here. These ones go downstairs. The first one I'm going to show you is Jeepers Creepers. I think this is the first one. Yeah, so that's that one. I can't really remember much about it because I think I've only seen it like the once. The next one I'm going to show you is An American Haunting. And I've got a feeling this one's set into um, it's the same sort of era as the Salem Witch Hunt. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a really good movie. It's not creepy, it's more like in your mind sort of creepy. The next one I'm going to show you is No Vacancy, which stars Helen Beckinsale and Luke Wilson. Now, if I remember correctly, this one was about where this couple goes to this motel room and realise they're being spied on by the owners, who are making really creepy videos of them. Like I say, I've only seen that one, the one. Next one I'm going to show you, it probably, yeah, when I first saw it I thought it was really scary, really creepy. But it's Paranormal Activity, the first one. Which I think the first one is probably better than the rest of the series. Now the next one I'm going to show you, I know I wasn't keen on it, but we've got it anyway. It's Sarah Michelle Gellar in The Grudge. I think it's a remake of a Japanese movie, but I can't remember what the Japanese. I don't know if the Japanese movie is the same title. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is based on a true story, The Exorcism of Emily Rohn, the unseen version. Again, I only watched this a long time ago, and I can't really remember. Sorry about tilt it that way so you can see. Yes, I don't really remember it very well, but that's that one. The next one I'm going to show you is the second Halloween, the original. I don't, for some reason, I don't have the first one, but I do have the second one. And also it's Jamie Lee Curtis and Thomas Donald Pleasant. Is that how you pronounce his name? But it carries on from the first movie, and it's got Jamie Lee Curtis and Laurie. It's a good movie. I prefer the original Halloween to the like remakes and the newer ones of them. Now I think I've only seen this one once as well, and this is called The Cavern. The Descent into Terror. Yeah, I think I've only saw this one once. I don't really remember it. I suppose it's good, but I don't. Like I said, I don't really remember it. The next one I'm going to show you is one called Beneath. Like with the others, I haven't seen this one for ages. And it's an MTV Presents. So I didn't even know MTV did horror movies. So that's the Beneath. Next one I'm going to show you is a very creepy movie called Orphan. I think it's loosely based on a true story. Uh, this this family adopts this little girl who they think is a little girl called Esther, and let's just say she's not as innocent as she seems. It's a really creepy movie. I would recommend this one as it's really creepy. The next one I'm going to show you is The Last Exorcism. The scariest movie you've seen. To be honest, I don't really remember this one either. I probably seen it like ages and ages ago, and it's Eli Roth who did. Um, I think he did horror, Hostel. So yeah, you know you're gonna be creepy with him. That's The Last Exorcism. And I also have The Last Exorcism with Dream Uncut Edition Part 2. So I have them both. Get them. Again, this is Eli Roth. It is creepy. Like I said, I don't really remember them. The next one I'm going to show you is Drag Me to Hell. But this woman works in a bank and this gypsy lady is trying to get a loan and she puts the curse on her. It is creepy. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, it is very creepy. So the next one I'm going to show you. Oh, I left the back of it. It's one called Awakening. Now, I guess I only watched this the one time. I can't remember much about it, but I know I've seen it once. So there, that's all I've got to say about that. And I can't remember much about it. Well, the next one I'm going to show you is the Amityville Horror, a 2-film box set. So you've got the Amityville Horror. Now this one's the original Amityville Horror, and this one is the remake. Now I do actually prefer the original to the remake. But it's been, like I say, it's been a while since I've seen this. And I think it's based about a house, a haunted house. So yeah, it's really 1979. That original film horror. Then we've got The Haunting of Whaley House, America's most haunted house. Again, I've only watched this the once, and I don't really remember it. I think I have to re-watch some of these because I don't really remember half of them. So that's that one, based on true stories. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Paranormal 3, which again it isn't as good as the first one, and a extended cut of the Paranormal 2. So yeah, these two aren't as good as the first Paranormal. I know what you did last summer. This was back in the day where all slasher movies were really, really popular, like Scream. Like Scream. And this does Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. I don't know the name of the other man. But it's basically kids who leave a summer party and they hit someone and they think they killed him, but it turns out they haven't. It's really creepy. It's creepy, but it's not in your face jump scares like Halloween, when you don't expect Michael to just jump out of anywhere. Well, the next one I'm going to show you is the 25th anniversary edition of Poltergeist, It Know What Scares You. I love this movie. It's a classic. Everyone knows Poltergeist. It's about this little girl who gets sucked into the TV. And yeah, it's just really, really creepy. I didn't really like the remake. I've got to admit, I didn't really like the remake, but I do prefer the original. But the next one I'm going to show you is The Enfield Haunting. Now this was a TV series, and it does Timothy Spall, Matthew McFadden, and Juliet Stevenson. It's about this house in the UK in Enfield, and it's load of creepy paranormal activity sort of stuff happens there. And this is the TV drama based on the true story. It was only like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's also the same house that they go to in Conjuring 2, which I will get to the Conjuring in a few minutes. Now this one is the Descent. The Entity. Now my mum said this is really creepy because her and my older brother watched it when it first came out, and they said it was really creepy. Yeah, I did find it creepy. Was it really scary? Not for me, but yeah, I did enjoy this. This is based on a true story about this woman who keeps getting attacked by ghosts. Right, the last lot I'm going to show you is a series. Now this is the first one. It's Final Destination, where this group of students go on a plane, and Alex has a premonition about what's going to happen, and it sets off a chain of events. I really enjoyed the first one, and we've got Final Destination 2, which is based on a highway, which, yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but still creepy enough. And like with the first one, someone has a premonition, then it kickstarts all different events. Now the next one is Final Destination 3. Now fun fact, we watched it the night before we were going to Disneyland Paris for the first time. So yeah, it's about a roller coaster, so it's not exactly the great movies you see when you go to a theme park. So the Final Destination 3. We've got the 3D version of Final Destination 4, which is about a race car track, which is good, but it's not as good as the other one. And lastly, we've got Final Destination 5, which is about a suspension bridge. The next one I'm going to show you is Stephen King Sleepwalkers. Now this one was a bit weird. It's not one of the greatest Stephen King movies I've seen, but it's about this son and his mother. Let's just say they have a very creepy relationship. So that's that one. Now, remember I said something about the CD? Now this, back ages ago in Las Vegas, Eli Roth had the great idea of building all year round, it's no longer there, all year round haunted house in Las Vegas, and it was called the Goratorium, and this is the CD of the soundtrack from them. It's set around like a hotel. Yeah, it is creepy, so I thought I'd show you that one. That's what we've got. We've got Wrong Turn 3, Left 4 Dead. Now, I think I've seen this one, I can't really remember. But I don't think it was as good as the first one. So that's that one. It's about these creepy inhabitants of a forest. And they go after this group of travellers. Now, next one I'm going to show you. Let's get these in order. It's all from the same universe, so I'm just going to show you them now. So we've got Annabelle, about the creepy doll. Yeah, this is the very first movie about Annabelle, how she came about in the beginning of the first Conjuring. So that's Annabelle. We have the creation, Annabelle the Creation. So it's a pre-sequel to Annabelle. It's about how Annabelle was made and what happened to make her evil. And we've got Annabelle Comes Home, which isn't that great. I remember watching it, but I don't think it was that great. So it wasn't really that memorable for me. We've got, also from the same Conjuring universe, we've got The Nun, which is about a demon nun. It's creepy, very creepy. I think the second one's supposed to be coming out soon. We've got The Curse of La Llorona. It's about this woman who's a social worker. It's all about Mexican Day of the Dead, and this Curse of La Llorona goes after kids. So yeah, that's that one. Now next three I'm going to show you is probably one of my favourite horror movies. It's The Conjuring, which is so creepy. I absolutely love this movie. Next one we've got The Conjuring 2, The Enfield Haunting. Not as good as the first one, but good. Like I say, it's all about the house of this Enfield Hauntings back in the 70s, I think it was. And then the last one I've got to show the Conjuring universe is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This ain't great. Of all the stories they could have done, this one wasn't the best. But I'm interested to see what the new one's going to be like. Because I have heard they are doing a new Conjuring movie. Don't fall. Now, the next lot I'm going to show you is Stephen King's The Dark Half. I think I've only watched this the once and I didn't think much of it. I think it's more of a thriller than a horror movie. So that's that one. I've not got much to say about it. Next one I've got to show you is Carrie, starring Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. Now this is the original Carrie. This is the one that's really creepy. I love this movie. It's back in the 70s and it was John Travolta's very first movie that was in. Couldn't think of my word then. So yeah, it's really creepy. I always remember Sissy Spacek in this role rather than all the other roles that she's done. Now the next one I'm going to show you is The Rings. Now I think I've only watched this once, as it's based on the Ring movies, where you watch the videotape and then you get 7 days. So yeah, not much to say about it. I don't think it's that creepy. Next thing I've got to show is George A. Romero, written by Stephen King, and it's Creepshow. I love this. It's like a cartoon comic, well not cartoon, it's like a comic book style story. It's like, kind of like Trick or Treat, but not. And this is the first one. If I remember correctly, Stephen King appears in one of the stories. Next lot I'm going to show you is the Gremlins collection. I don't think they're really horror movies, but monsters, so I thought I'd just add them. It's Gremlins 1 and Gremlins 2. Like I say, I love this series. Of course everyone's seen Gremlins. It's about this cute little guy, Gizmo, who you can't get wet, can't feed him after midnight, don't expose him to sun. So yeah, that is so creepy. Well, it's not creepy, it's funny. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Sinister. Now I can't remember really much about it, but I know it's based on these pictures and videos and kids killing their parents, but other than that I can't really remember much about it. Right, now next two I'm going to show you is Halloween, which is the latest trilogy. I don't think I haven't got Halloween Ends yet. So this is Halloween. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis and of course Michael Myers. And this is Halloween Kills. Like I say, I haven't got Halloween Ends yet, so I haven't got the last of the trilogy. Both of these, yeah, it's cool. Great slasher movies. It's Halloween. Not much to say about it. Now this one is probably one of the worst Stephen King films I've seen. I know I said that about Dark Half, but this one is bad. I didn't like it. It was not my cup of tea. It was just not very good. So yeah, not much to say about that. The next one I'm going to show you is The Mist. Now this one, again, is based on a Stephen King book. It's about these monsters that appear in the mist, and these survivors have to get out of this supermarket safety. I think it does Melissa McBride, who played Carol in The Walking Dead. I think she's in this one. Now the next one I'm going to show you is The First Purge, A Nation Reborn. So this is The First Purge. It's a pre-sequel to The Purge. Yeah, it's cool. Great. Not scary, it's a bit gruesome. And the last one, well, this little line is going to show you is the Stephen King collection. I think I'm pretty sure I showed you before. I'm not going to get them out of the box. So it's got Maximum Overdrive, Silver Bullet and Cat's Eye, all in one collection. Right, next one I'm going to show you is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. Witness the Birth of the Fear. So I think this is a pre-sequel to all the Texas Chainsaw Massacres films. I don't remember it being creepy. I remember it being intense but not creepy. So this basically shows you how Leatherface became Leatherface, you know, with the chainsaw. The next one I'm going to show you, Paranormal Activity, the Marked Ones. Now, this is sort of like a spin-off from Paranormal Activity. Not the greatest film, but still fun to watch. To be honest, like I said, the first Paranormal Activity was amazing. This one, not so great. The next one I'm going to show you is a 2-pack, and you've got special editions, William Peter Blank, The Exorcist and the original Shining. I love these two movies. The Exorcist, classic horror movie. The Shining, it's famous line, "Here Johnny." I just love both these movies. And I haven't seen the other sequels to The Exorcist yet, but I have watched the first one. Now the next one I'm going to show you is, I can't pronounce his name, but it's Mama. Now these two kids are in the woods with their father, and something happens, and then these two people rescue them, and then it starts getting creepier and creepier. The next one I'm going to show you is Resident Evil, the final chapter. Yeah, it's Resident Evil, based on the video game with zombies, and I haven't watched this yet. I know I've been meaning to do it, but I haven't watched this yet. Now the next one I'm going to show you is The Possession, based on a true story, and this stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and this little girl gets possessed after buying this antique wooden box, which can only lead to trouble. I won't say any more about it, but this is really creepy. The next one I'm going to show you is the second to the in sinister. Like with the first one, it's like these kids kill their parents in videos to summon this demon. So it's sinister. Next one I'm going to show you is Paranormal Activity 4. Again, not creepy. I think, yeah, like I say, the first one's better. But, yeah, I didn't realise that was Paranormal Activity 4. Next one I'm going to show you is The Purge, The Election Year. Well, everyone knows The Purge. It happens about once for 24 hours where no police services, no emergency services, anyone can do what they want. More gruesome than scary. They always wear these creepy little masks. The next one I'm going to show you is Stephen King's Needful Things. Now it's about this bloke who opens up this shop who has everyone's heart desired, but it does come at a price. You have to do favours for him. Yeah, it is creepy. I do like it. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Dead Zone and Firestarter. Now I know they remade Firestarter. I haven't seen it, but I know they remade it. And Dead Zone, I think they turned it into a TV show. But this does Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen. And then Firestarter stars Martin Sheen and Drew Barrymore. So yeah, it's when Drew Barrymore's like a little kid. Both movies are great. Not scary, but quite creepy. I think it's more thriller than horror. Next one I'm going to show you is Devil's Due. I can't remember much about it. I know it's about this woman who's pregnant, but other than that I can't really remember much about it. It's one of those movies that starts with the ending at the beginning, and then you have to watch the whole movie to find out what happened, to figure out the beginning. It's weird movie. Next one I'm going to show you is Stephen King's Riding the Bullet. I don't think I've watched this one. So yeah, I'm going to have to watch this one. I haven't watched it. But it's Stephen King. Everyone knows Stephen King's the master of horror. Well, writing. The next one I've got is Cujo. No, not scary. It's about a rabid St. Bernard, but it's not scary. I've got the TV series of The Shining, which is good, but not as good as the original. The original is the best one. And it's like that. But yeah, it's about 3 hours long though. Ridiculous amount of time for it. The next one I'm going to show you is 1408, with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. It's okay, but it's one of those confusing films. It's not really a horror, it's more of a thriller, I think. But it's not, mind you, I wouldn't have called it a psychological horror, but not one for me. It was good, but not fantastic. Next one I'm going to show you is Stephen King. I just realised I've got loads of Stephen King movies. Dormant Century. Now this is good, but it was one for television. So yeah, it's not great. Well, it's good, but not scary. It's about this town that gets caught up in a really bad storm, and this mysterious person comes. I've got the original Candyman, which was a collector's edition. I do love this movie. It's from the same person who did Hellraiser, Clive Barker. So yeah, that's really creepy. It's really good. I have Stephen King's Strand. Again, it's another one that was made for TV. It's good, but it's about 3 hours long, like the others. Uh, yeah, it's about this town that gets kind of like the pandemic, where everywhere gets this illness, and yeah, it's like a apocalypse type story. We have Stephen King's The Salem's Lot, which is the remake. I didn't think much of the remake. I didn't think much of the original, so they're not my cup of tea. It's about vampires. It stars Rob Lowe. I have Stephen King and George A. Romero presents Creepshow 2, which is the sequel to Creepshow. I love this. It's like I said, it's like a comic book type movie. So, yeah, I've got the remake of It. I wasn't a fan of the remakes. I prefer the original because Pennywise was much more scarier than this Pennywise. I mean, it's good, it's worth a watch, but it's not my cup of tea. Next one I'm going to show you, it's more a thriller rather than a horror movie, but it's James Caan and Kathy Bates in Misery. Now, James Caan's character is Paul Sheldon, who's a famous writer, and he has a bad car crash, and Kathy Bates plays Miss Annie Wilkes, and she's a bit of a psycho, but yeah, it's really good. I have John Carpenter's Christine, which is another Stephen King movie. It's based about a demon car. It's really good. What I'm going to show you is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's cheese. This is pure cheese. They go around shooting this town up with cotton candy guns. I think this is like a 2 disc collector's edition. Comes with a DVD version. So yeah, it's really creepy. It's really cheesy, but it's creepy at the same time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I have the remake of The Evil Dead. I haven't watched this one actually. I know it's based on the George A. Romero classic, but I haven't watched this one yet. Next one I'm going to show you is Grave Dancers. This is really creepy. If you want a creepy film, this is it. It stars Dominic Purcell, who was in Prison Break. I can't remember who else was in it. But yeah, it's really creepy. About this group of friends whose friends passed away, and then they go back to the grave to have one last drink with him. They get absolutely drunk, and then stuff starts happening. Next one I'm going to show you is Fright Night, and I think this one's about vampires as well. About a creepy neighbour moves into this neighbourhood, and he's not what he seems. Next one I'm going to show you is Universal, the Universal Monsters. So you've got Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Invisible Man, The Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon, all in this box set, and you get a little book. I've showed it in other videos before. Next one I'm going to show you is the 8-movie collection of Friday the 13th. Now one of them is missing because it's in my PS4 because I'm currently watching it. So you've got Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Part 2. Oh. Friday the 13th Part 3. Part 4's already in my machine. You've got 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. All of Friday the 13th. Then I have Jason Goes to Hell, which is a German edition, I think. Jason Goes to Hell. I have Jason X, which I haven't watched yet, so I have all of the Friday the 13th films. I haven't seen this one yet. I have the remake of Friday the 13th, starring Gerard Paladaki, which is creepy, but it's Jason, it's Friday the 13th. It's a good movie. I have Jason versus Freddy, well, Freddy versus Jason, which I have watched, and it is good. It's between two powerhouses of horror. I have the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, which you've got Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, The Freddy Dead, The Final Nightmare, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So I have all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Now, next one I'm going to show you is probably one of my favourite horrors, and that is Trick or Treat. There's Sam. Not many people know much about this movie, but it's like Creepshow, where all these stories are rolled into one big movie, and it's really good. I wouldn't say it's scary, but to me it's worth a watch. It's really good. It does Dylan Baker, Rochelle Eicher, Leslie Bibbs, Anna I'm going to just say Dookie for True Blood, and Brian Cox. It's really good, this movie. Now, that's what I'm going to show you. It's not really horror, it's more of a coming of age drama, but it's Stephen King, so I decided to put it here. And it's Stand By Me, where these group of kids go to find the body of a fellow kid. It's like I say, it's a coming of age drama. It's good, not scary at all, but it's like a coming of age drama. Next one I'm going to show you is probably one of my favourite books. And the movie's really good too. It's not scary like with Stand By Me. It's Stephen King, The Green Mile, starring Tom Hanks. I love this movie. It always makes you cry. Next one I'm going to show you is Shawshank Redemption. Another one that's not a horror, it's more... I only put them in together because it's Stephen King. It's really good. About this prisoner who tried to escape from prison. I have the original It. Pennywise, Tim Curry's Pennywise was amazing. Well, when they're grown up, it's not that good, but when they were kids, that was the creepiest part. But yeah, Tim Curry's Pennywise. He just creeps the heck out of me. Now, I didn't know whether to include this one, but it's Brandon Lee the Crow. It's not a horror movie, it's more of a dark superhero movie, but I love it. It's about this man who dies on his wedding night and he gets brought back to life by a crow. And unfortunately, this was Brandon Lee's last movie as he got shot whilst making it. Next one we got is The Purge. Now this is the original Purge, where they have to survive 24 hours. It's not scary, but it's more like creepy thriller type sort of movie. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining. This was really good. Much better than I thought it was. But yeah, it's not scary. It's more like a creepy sort of movie. Next one I got is The Last House on the End of the Street. Fear It's Secret. It's not scary. This isn't scary. It's about this girl whose neighbour is a bit creepy, and she befriends him. The next one I'm going to show you, it's not a horror movie, it's more of a horror comedy. And of course it's Shaun Dead. I love this movie. Everyone's seen Shaun of the Dead. It's a classic horror movie, comedy. So yeah, I really like this movie. Next one I'm going to show you is Don't Breathe, which I haven't watched. I know it's from the makers of Evil Dead and it's supposed to be a really good horror, but I've never watched this one. I suppose I have to get. I think the second one's on Netflix at the moment, so I might watch the first one and then watch the second one before it leaves Netflix. Now the next one I'm going to show you again is more of a thriller than a horror. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Running Man, which is Stephen King. It's like a futuristic game show sort of thing where these prisoners are getting hunted, all for the name of entertainment. Next one I'm going to show you is The Round. Now I think I've only seen this once. I know it's based on true events, and I haven't really watched this, but I think I've only seen it the once. Which is, I might get round to watching it again. Next one I'm going to show you is the Children of the Corn box set. Now this is all the Children of the Corn movies. It's about this couple who gets stranded in this village and there's no adults around and it's run by children. So yeah, it's good, but it's not fantastic. Next one I'm going to show you is probably one of my favourite movies as well, and it's Pet Sematary. The original Pet Sematary is amazing, and this is it. It's got a creepy zombie child in it. So yeah, if you want to watch a good movie, I think I left a review on it. Go and watch this one. This is creepy. Now there's 3 movies I'm going to show you are all from the same franchise, I think. The first one is Insidious, which I haven't watched yet. Second one is Insidious 2, which I haven't watched. And the third one is Insidious 3, Insidious Chapter 3. Now I'm pretty sure there's like a spin-off sort of one for it, which I haven't watched yet. Now the last video I'm going to show you, DVD I'm going to show you, is The Unborn. Now this is another creepy film. I haven't watched it for ages, but I will get round to watching it soon, and I will leave a review. So that's basically all my horror movies collection. So let me know what you think. Let me know any comments down in the comments box below. I'll be back very soon with another video.